Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on wherever you're tuning in from.
Hi, everybody.
The sun is finally shining here in New Jersey. I don't know where you are, but it's been a long 5 rainy days. But doesn't compare to the horror that, Western Florida has been in. So
Yeah. Hoping if anyone on the call is in the area that everything's okay by you.
and it's October. Oh my gosh, it's our first October roundtable, I think, right? Or wait, no,
October.
Yeah, it's just the months are flying by. They really are. Feel free to chime in where you're tuning in from. Any first timers? Oh yeah, Joanna asked if anyone's first time here. We have a big crowd, which is great. Hi, Lisa from New York. Boston. Pittsburgh. Anyone from Denver? Joanna's going to Denver this weekend.
Yes. If anyone has Denver recommendations, please pop them in the chat.
Good. Well, I'll let everyone, start coming in, and we'll get started because I want to be respectful of everyone's time. And just as a reminder, I'm Allison Matizik. I'm the VP of Enterprise Sales here at Ellevate Network, and welcome to our Rising Leaders Roundtable. I'm joined with my colleague, Joanna Polgarin, our Senior Program Manager. And I want to give a special shout out to our corporate partners who are here, as well as our chapter leaders. And if this is your first time, remember it's a safe, confidential space. We encourage participation with video on, but no worries if you don't want to do that. And today we're going to be talking about the career reset with Tammy Chapik. She's the founder and head coach of Well Inspire We. Did I get that right? We Inspire We. Sorry, We Inspire We. And by show of hands, is anyone ready to reset your life, both personally and professionally? Maybe reflect on some change that you want to see and figure out what you need and want for the future. Yes, nodding heads, raising hands. I saw it all. Maybe some of us are trying to get a head start on those 2023 goals, or still trying to accomplish our 2022 goals. So it's not too late. But with that, Tammy, I'm going to turn it over to you because I know we have a lot to learn and you have some great things to share.
Thank you, Allison, and nice to be here with you all. I'm just going to share slides and make sure I'm doing it correctly. Everyone good? As Allison mentioned, my name is Tammy Chapik, and I'm an executive leadership coach, but I wasn't always an executive leadership coach. I actually started my career out in the marketing and advertising space, and I liked the work a lot. I thought that that was my calling. I was, creative mind, business mind, bringing the best of both worlds together. And I found that every 2 years or so, I would get a little antsy or disgruntled or frustrated or something. And I thought it was just me looking for a new challenge. In hindsight, I don't know that it was me looking for a new challenge. I think it was me being out of alignment of my values and really kind of what my purpose was, what I really wanted to be contributing to the world around me. And I found through a lot of reflection and work with a coach that my heart was full when I was helping other people grow and develop. For anyone who knows, advertising agencies, they're service-based industries, and there's no time for developing people. It's all about billability and earning things for clients, right? So I had a real big disconnect with what I wanted to do and what I was getting paid to do. So I had a big reset. I had a significant reset, right? I walked away from my corporate job with my steady paycheck and benefits into the world of being a self-employed entrepreneur. And I will tell you that was about 5 years ago, and everything has been great. And in fact, I just expanded my coaching team out from just me to having 7 coaches on the team. So really excited to see how connecting with yourself, your purpose, your passion, your energy can really bring great successes. We all have moments in our life where we might question, what am I doing here? Is this really what I want? And so today I want to give you a chance to really think through maybe what it is that you want. So just to get us started, a quick poll. I'd love to see what brought you to this particular roundtable today. And if Joanna, you could pop that up. Why are you here today? And sure, there's a nice range of options in here. I'm so tired. I don't know what way's up. I'm Bill Murray. Every day is Groundhog Day. Working for the weekend is my theme song. The name is interesting. I'm looking for my reset button, or I've already reset and I want to share some of my learnings with other people. So if everyone can go ahead and vote, let me know what you're thinking, and that will help me also make sure I give you what you want in this time period as well. So Joanna, whenever you feel like you've got a good number.
For a couple more.
Those answers in.
Those are some funny responses you added in there.
I try to be creative. Yeah, and thank you everyone for your honesty in here, right? 65% looking for their own reset button. And that's such a powerful place to be in, because there's a sense of openness and curiosity that can be in there. There also can be a lot of frustration or loss of motivation and inspiration. Working for the weekend used to be my theme song. And I found that what a way to waste my life, right? Like how much of our days that we're spending trying to get to something else versus really being in the moment. So thank you all for joining today and for sharing why you're here today. I'm going to go ahead and close that out and just flip to a couple of points, and then we'll get into some of the good stuff. So I will pop up with the chat right now, and I'd love to hear if anyone has a guess on how many hours you will spend working during your lifetime.
Oh.
Anyone have? You can say it out loud if you want to, or pop it into chat. It's a significant number.
We're scared to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say, Patrice, thanks for the question. Let's say paid. Yeah. A ton, a gazillion. Yeah. I mean, it's quite significant. The average person will spend 90,000 hours of their life working. That represents approximately 1/3 of your life. Now that's the average person. That means people that are working overtime, people that are working, 12-hour days versus 8-hour days, that number is significantly higher. So let's just say the bulk of us are spending 1/3 to half of our lives working in a career doing the things, right? So being comfortable with enjoying that, getting satisfaction from what you do is so powerful and so important, because life is far too short to spend half of it doing something that makes you miserable. So it's important to keep in mind that you have a lot of choice in life. And I know we don't always feel like we have choice in life, but we do have the ability to make change into how we want to show up every day. And I call that conscious leadership. It's really understanding what you're thinking, what you're feeling, how you're behaving, and ensuring that all of those things are working together for the betterment of your life, the betterment of the lives around you. And the more that you are aware of what you're thinking, feeling, and how you're behaving, the more choice that you have in either maintaining that, great, it's working really well for me, or making a change. And the ability to make that change is your opportunity to lead yourself, to lead others to greatness. And so I just really kind of want to point that out, is that you do have choice. You have the ability to take steps forward. And sometimes that's so scary. Sometimes that's overwhelming and intimidating. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure you're as happy as you can be in how that you're showing up in your life, both professionally and candidly personally too. So the first thing I do with clients who are looking to make a career reset or figure out what's next is come at it from the 100,000 foot away perspective, right? Like step out of the forest and look above. It's so funny, when we focus in on the day-to-day, the details with the real specifics of what's happening around us, we can really lose sight of what the big picture is or what we really want out of things. So kind of coming at it from a big picture perspective will really help. And there's a lot of data and science behind that too. That reflection can really give us the opportunity to let us untangle and sort through, right? How many of us, things are all intertwined together. Our lives, both personal and professional, are intertwined together. And the more that you can take a step back from those and really assess what is, what isn't, the greater your opportunity to be able to decide what you want, and then to start taking steps in those actions, excuse me. So a good exercise to consider, right, is to ask yourself what's working today and what isn't working today. In the what's working, and both of these are real honest questions, right? Like really get in deep, not what you think you should be answering, but how you're really feeling. In the what's working side of the house, one really great way to kind of dig deeper into that is to kind of get into, what do you get excited about? What are those things that you could spend hours on doing and not even like blink an eye? Getting in flow, if you've ever heard that term. The things that make you smile when you're doing them or when they're completed. Like, yes, I did it. This is so amazing. That's what's working for you. That's what's clicking, and that's what's connecting. What isn't working are those things that deplete you, that they call them energy sucks, right? Those things that just drain you, take your energy away, leave you feeling like putting it off to the very last minute because it's just something that you dread doing. In my former marketing life, that was fine. Anything financial, anything with a spreadsheet, invoicing, timesheets, whatever. That was the thing that killed me. Every week I had to sit down and do those things, and it would always be, oh, it's due Friday at 5 p.m. Well, then I'm going to start at Friday at 4:45 p.m. because it's, the thing I have to do, but I don't want to do it anymore. And so really having that honest conversation with yourself around what's working, what isn't working, will allow you to start to unpack areas that give you joy, satisfaction in life, give you happiness, give you energy. And those are the areas that we really want to honor and pay attention to. That doesn't mean that you're going to have a perfect job, perfect career where everything is love and sunshine and roses, right? But we want to definitely err more on that side of the house, especially again, because it's half of our lives. So you'll see, I love quotes. And I was so torn today between two quotes. I'm giving you both of them, right? Oftentimes we work because we have to, we're obligated to. And we think that by being successful, getting to that next title, getting that next pay upgrade, whatever those things are, will make us happy, right? But happiness doesn't give us success. Success doesn't give us happiness. Happiness gives us success. And so two really great quotes here to really kind of drive that point home. The more satisfied that you are in the work that you do, the happier you are in the work that you do, the greater the output, the greater that you'll feel, the more energy that you'll have, the more satisfied and fulfilled you'll be in your life. So when I think about career satisfaction, and candidly, the bulk of the clients I work with don't like their jobs. There's something that they want more of and don't know how to get there. And so I looked into the data behind that to really say, like, is that common? I know I certainly face that experience, and I think a lot of people do. And if you look at this breakout here, less than half of people are actually satisfied with their work, right? And it depends on how you lump those categories. You have two different data points here. Let's say it's half or 65% in that range, but it varies significantly by how happy you are. So of that 65% quote at the bottom, only 20% are passionate about the work that they do. So 20% of people go to work and are filled up and joyful every day. About half of those people, yeah, it's good. It's mostly good, right? It's maybe not giving me all the feels all the time, but it's mostly good. And 30% are just somewhat satisfied, right? So they're going to work, they're checking the boxes, they're doing the things every day, but maybe not living the most fulfilling life as they could be. I don't know how many of you can equate to that or connect with those data points. I know I certainly could have. I had some days that the passion was there, but it was very rare. And I held on to those days as much as I could to be able to move myself forward. So I want to give everybody a chance for a teeny bit of reflection by yourself before we go into breakout groups. This is a tool that I use with clients a lot to help you start to uncover what might be working for you, what might not be working for you. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen, or you want to jot notes down on your computer, basically I want to ask everyone to go through this and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being very unsatisfied, it's not working, you're not really connected in this way. 10 being extremely satisfied, love where you are, getting lots of joy, energy, fulfillment from these areas. And I'll read through it for you just to give you a chance to kind of reflect on it. But first and foremost is leadership skills, right? It's your ability to manage your team, to inspire and influence them, and also to influence indirect reports, people around you. Ultimately, this is around bringing betterment to the world around you and moving self and others forward. Career progress or vision, right? Do you know where you want to go? Are you on that path? Are you getting to where you want to be, or do you even not have the vision, don't know where you want to go, just kind of riding the wave? Personal performance, are you happy with the output? Are you happy with the work that you're doing and the quality that you're doing? Is it connecting to you from a focus and attention perspective, or is it just a thing that you do? Job fulfillment, right? How happy are you every day? Are you getting the feels, the joys, the big smile on your face every day, or is it few and far between? Organization, how effective are you at keeping your stuff together, and knowing where you're focusing and where your team needs to focus? Time management and prioritization, I always lump those two things together because we can certainly fill our calendars very easily, but prioritization has to come hand in hand with that so you can be as effective as possible. The ability to set and achieve your goals. So it's one thing for us to say, hey, this is what I'm working towards. It's a whole other thing to actually be able to get there. So understanding how to set yourself up for success and moving yourself towards whatever said goal is. And last but not least is communication skills. How effectively can you communicate across the organization to your team, even in difficult times, right? Giving that constructive feedback and candidly having conversations with yourself too. So hopefully I gave everyone enough time as I was walking through those to give you a chance to write 1 to 10. But I really want you to take those numbers and reflect on, are there areas that you're surprised by that you're really satisfied in, or areas that you're really not? And those areas that you're not, is that something that's worth focusing on in your next step? Or is it something that is okay for right now and maybe I'll come back to it later? So start to think about prioritization and what really matters most to you as you're growing your career and kind of stepping into what's next. And then from there, it's all about focus and vision, right? Like taking yourself to this place where you can say, all right, I'm really like struggling in my communication. And I feel like that's an area that's lacking in how I'm able to get what I need out of my job, or to give my team the ability to be successful in their roles. And so that's something I really want to enhance or focus in on. Or looking at your list, maybe job fulfillment was really, really low. So then it's asking, okay, what could be more fulfilling for me? Are there things that I do today that I could do more of? Or is this something that I'm just missing entirely in my role? So it's really bringing that culmination of those things together and helping you start to make decisions about what is it that you really want, and considering, what are you doing? How happy are you doing it? Where are you doing it? Is it a remote job? Is it in an office? Is it hybrid? Is it a new location? Is it a new industry? How much money are you making? Because let's be honest, we don't work for the fun of it all the time, right? And that same question, how much fun are you having at work, right? So really digging into what is it that you want career, what is it you want your job to look like, and then figuring out how to start taking steps towards that. I will share a personal example of an HR director I had that I met with years and years ago. I hate to say it was years and years ago, but it was. And she sat me down and she said, Tammy, we love having you on the team, but what is it that you really want, right? You are the only one who cares about your career the way that you need to, right? You're the only one that can take charge and control of your career. Because I definitely had the attitude of, if I do a good job, good things will continue to come to me. And there's some truth to that, right? But by knowing what you really want, then you can aim yourself in that direction and really move yourself forward. And it's okay if you start to move in a direction and decide that's actually not it for you, because life is a constant evolution and we're constantly growing. So from this, what do you really want kind of question, it's so important to then take that into a goal. This is the last quote I'll give you today. A goal without a plan is just a wish, right? So take what it is that you really want and start to break it down into baby steps. And the best keys to success are, what is my goal and how do I know what good looks like? How do I know when I've achieved it? And then literally, what's the very first step that I can take? And then what's the very next step? And what's the very next step? If we start setting these big ambiguous goals, we'll really never be able to get there. It sets us up for failure, unfortunately, because it becomes overwhelming, or we're not crystal clear on what it is that we're walking towards. So hopefully those were thought-provoking ideas or concepts for you to dig into when it comes to your career reset. Together, I'd love to give you the opportunity to dig in and answer some of those questions, brainstorm a little bit as a group. So, reflection, right? What is it? What are those things that really fill you up and don't? How satisfied are you in your career today? And if you had no limitations around you, right? Because we often have like, oh, I can't do this because, right? Let's remove those for a moment. What could your career look like? What could your professional life look like? So if there's any questions, I'll pause here, but if not, we'll go to breakouts, and I look forward to hearing how it goes for you when we come back.
Awesome. Thank you, Tammy. That exercise was really fascinating. I've been working for a very long time and have not thought about any of those questions.
So common because we're so busy, right? We're just looking at the next thing in front of us.
Any questions for Tammy before we go into rooms? All right, Joanna's going to work her magic. As a reminder, the breakout rooms are confidential space. We don't record what happens in the breakout rooms. There's also not an Ellevate facilitator, but you can do some light introductions and then get right into the discussion. So I hope you all enjoy your conversations, make great connections, and we'll see you back in about 25 minutes or so.